What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Before we get into the video, I want to share this disaster story with you guys, so let's begin. Disaster story time. I had some free time a few days ago. The kids were down and I was like, all right, let me just do this water change. It was raining outside, nothing crazy, just a routine water change, right? So I get the tank down 20% and I go in the garage wherever to get the water, and then it starts storming. And with the storm, thunder, the power goes out. And I start panicking. I'm like, oh dang, okay. So it wasn't as bad because the power was out. I'm like, whatever, I'm just filling up the tank anyways. Then a few minutes later, the power pops back on. And when the power popped back on, everything turned on. And then I go to the Hydros app and I'm like, all right, and it's still connecting. Keep in mind the water's down and the ATO sensor is out of the water. So I hear like the ATO sensor turn on and it's dumping water, and I'm like, oh my God, oh my God. This was probably a time frame of like 2-3 minutes, and I started panicking. I'm like, oh my God, the tank is doing so good right now, and this is gonna be the thing that's gonna like finish it. So I opened the cabinet up, and then I totally forgot which plug is which for the ATO. So I went and just yanked the entire power cord off the back, and pretty much obviously turned off the system. And then put the water in, blah, blah, blah. But the problem was when the power went out and I was on water change mode, everything was off. But when the power flicked back on, everything turned on running. So it didn't just go back to water change mode. It just turned everything on, and it was still connecting to the app. So when I opened the app, I couldn't like turn things off because it just kept saying connect, connect, connect. So never do a water change during a storm, because power outages can really mess that up. Or turn off the ATO. That's probably the best thing you can do. Turn the ATO off if it's storming outside to save yourself what I went through. And it would have been bad if I didn't like think about the ATO running. It just would have like ruined the water. So bad disaster. All right, so the tank is doing amazing. Like literally, I only do water changes and everything is running smooth. Parameters are good. Phosphates at 0.04 as of yesterday. Nitrates 0. I keep doing that, and then I don't understand how. I mean, am I running the tank too clean? So that was the thing I came across, because they say if it's too low nutrients in the tank, it could also cause nuisance algae. Because I had the hair algae in the back, so I was like, was I feeding too much? So I brought it down to 1 feeding a day. Then I read that about the whole like not enough nutrients, so I went back up to 2 feedings a day, and then it kind of helped it. Also phytoplankton. I was dosing too much phytoplankton. I read that online too. Like if you dose too much phytoplankton, it could cause algae. Especially in these cube 20s where the water volume is not as much. So if you add too much of something, it could affect the tank like instantly. So keep that in mind, guys. But I found out the issue, what it was, which was weird because my phosphates was like low, nitrates is 0. And I was like, where's this hair algae coming from? So come to find out, when I put the Waterbox together, they give you those little foam blocks, and I don't know why I put like media back there, and then I stuffed that down to keep that down, and I totally forgot I put it back there. So I was watching TV, and I just like came across, and I was like, did I put that in there? Stick my hand in there, and yeah, it's in there. And that thing was full of gunk. Like I took it out into the bucket. I wish I took a video of it, but I squeezed it, and it was like dark brown. So I don't know if my phosphates were like really high, and then I had that GFO in there, so that's why the readings were off, and it was showing it was low when it wasn't, or it was like slowly like leaking into the tank like as it was breaking down. So got rid of that, kind of cleaned up back there. On my next water change, I need to go and siphon water out there, get some gunk out. And then also I had on the UV sterilizer, it comes with a black piece, kind of like a bubble trap, whatever. Take that out, because that thing, if you use it like me where you got that and then you put your filter floss, that's gonna catch a bunch of detritus and it's gonna like cause what I'm going through right now. So Definitely take out any of those black little filters and then just put your filter floss if you're using that. Just like that, and keep everything. So the main thing, you want the water to like flow to your chambers. Like if you have media, you want the water just to flow through the media and come back. And that should resolve any issues that you can't figure out. All right, another thing, learn from my mistakes. As you can see, water is clear, no more film. That was from that the bubble trap piece. So all clean. Back chamber is clean. So just because I took that out and it's like now everything is flowing properly, the water agitation is so much better. Look at that. Because I had a problem where like water was moving here nice, but here it was like a dead spot. Like literally you could look down and you could see the corals perfectly, like as if the tank was turned off. Power heads were turned off. So I learned a bunch of stuff this week for sure, but now it's back and running smooth again. So I'm just gonna stop messing with it now for sure because everything's running good. And the water agitation was like, that was a concern of mine because there was stuff, it was just building up and it wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. This week was just one of those like nonsense week of reefing where it's just problem after problem, but I did resolve all the issues and I can go back to enjoying the tank. One more thing I want to mention, the overflow cover. Always keep this clean. It might look like it's clean, like if it's on, but this thing was another issue I had too. This thing was, so all that gunk from the back was coming out and the surface was like filled with that film and it was just blocking this. So this was also part of the problem where surface agitation and like water movement wasn't good because of this piece right here. So keep these clean. I need to do a deep cleaning on these and get all this coralline algae off. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that like button, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Oh, I forgot to mention, so I ordered some corals. So much stuff happened. I ordered some corals from Tidal Gardens, and they do next day air. So I was supposed to receive it yesterday. UPS tells me it got delivered at like 9 a.m. I go outside, I'm like, it's not here. Wait all day, didn't come in, so I just like posted like, did like a lost item, blah, blah, blah. But I just gave up. I bought 2 plating Monteporas because the acros are doing good. So I got a couple more easier ones just to see if I can keep them alive. So it didn't show up. I thought, okay, it's done. Lost it, blah, blah, blah. So right before I started shooting this video, someone rang the doorbell, left me a box, and it got delivered to the wrong house. So I got them, I looked at them, they look fine, and I'm gonna stick them in. So this is one, like you see it, boom, still looking good. And the other one, boom. I'm gonna dip them and get them in this tank. I did order some fish, some tank buddies for these clowns. So those come in next Tuesday. So hopefully they get delivered to the right house. UPS, if you hear me, deliver items to the right house. I'll catch you guys on the next round.